Have you ever wondered what allows some people at 65, 70, or even 80 to stay so full of life, clarity, and joy just as they were in their younger years? They don't just live longer, they live healthier, more active, and more meaningful lives. They can still take care of themselves, drive to the market, tend their gardens, take peaceful walks with their partners, or chat cheerfully with neighbors every morning. Their lives are simple and calm, yet they radiate an energy everyone longs for, the peace and freedom of a soul that has learned how to live fully. People like that are the true gems of old age. In a world where many of their peers have slowed down, they continue moving forward with confidence, strength, and a clear mind. They are the ones who have preserved a set of priceless habits, 8 simple things that may seem ordinary, yet form the very foundation for living long, living joyfully, and living with purpose. In today's video, we'll explore 8 special things that, if you're still doing them between the ages of 65 and 80, make you a rare gem in this world. These aren't just 8 habits, they are 8 golden keys that help you maintain your health, wisdom, happiness, and self-respect. The very qualities that make growing older more beautiful and more meaningful than ever before. If you're in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s, believe this: you can still do all of these things. Age doesn't define your limits. It simply gives you the chance to live slower, deeper, and more meaningfully. And when you continue to maintain the 8 habits I'm about to share, you're not just living well, you're living proof that while time may turn your hair gray, it can never fade the worth of a soul that still loves life. Now let's begin with the very first and most essential foundation of a strong, enduring life: taking care of your physical health. When it comes to the secret of staying healthy and living long, the very first thing we can't overlook is physical health. Between the ages of 65 and 80, the body isn't as flexible as it once was. The joints aren't as quick, and stamina naturally declines with time. Yet those we call rare gems still maintain their strength, independence, and vitality every single day. They don't need anyone to take care of them. They aren't dependent, and they can handle everything on their own. That's not just a sign of good health, it's living proof of self-reliance and unwavering willpower. To maintain physical health, every rare gem shares one common secret: regular movement. At this age, no one needs to do intense workouts or follow strict fitness routines, but staying active every day is absolutely essential. Just 20-30 minutes of brisk walking, slow cycling, gentle dancing, or yoga can improve blood circulation, strengthen muscles, and keep your joints flexible. A simple morning walk around the neighborhood, breathing in the fresh air, and greeting familiar faces alone is both physical exercise and a dose of emotional medicine. I once met Mrs. Helen, a 76-year-old woman living in Arizona. She told me that after her husband passed away, she fell into a period of sadness and rarely went outside. But then, simply by starting to walk every morning, she felt as if she had been reborn. At first, I only walked for 5 minutes, then 10, then 30. Now, if I skip a day, I feel sluggish, she said. Her health improved noticeably, but more importantly, she rediscovered joy in every step she took. Along with regular exercise, every rare gem understands that nutrition is the foundation of longevity. At age 70, what you eat matters more than ever. The body no longer metabolizes food as efficiently as it once did, so choosing the right foods is truly an investment in your health. A balanced diet should include plenty of leafy greens, fruits, whole grains, fatty fish, lean meats, and nuts such as almonds, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds. Limit processed foods, sugary drinks, and fried items, as they can raise cholesterol and blood pressure. And above all, don't forget to stay hydrated. Even mild dehydration can make your heart work harder, dry out your skin, and affect your memory. Beyond exercise and diet, there's another crucial factor that's often overlooked: getting enough sleep. Sleep is the time when the body repairs itself, regenerates cells, and balances hormones. Older adults tend to sleep fewer hours, but what truly matters is the quality of that sleep. Create a calm sleeping environment, avoid caffeine in the afternoon, and stick to a consistent bedtime routine. A deep, restful sleep not only keeps your body strong, but also refreshes your mind, sharpens your memory, and helps you wake up feeling renewed each morning. When you take care of your body through every meal, every step, and every night's sleep, you're sending yourself a powerful message. I still have many beautiful things to live for. And that very thought gives you strength, helping you not just to exist, but to truly live fully at 65, 70, or even 80. Age may turn your hair gray and leave lines on your skin, but if your body remains strong, your steps steady, and your eyes bright, you are still a precious gem in the passage of time. And in the next part, we'll explore the second secret that keeps older adults forever young: maintaining mental clarity and a sharp, active mind. As the body ages, what many people fear most isn't gray hair or wrinkles. It's the feeling that their memory isn't as sharp as it used to be. Forgetting familiar names, misplacing keys, or pausing for minutes just to recall what they were about to say. But those we call rare gems are different. At 70, even 80, they remain sharp-minded, eager to read, learn new things, and engage in deep conversations as if age has no power over their minds. They understand that the brain, much like a muscle, weakens when it isn't exercised. Keeping the mind sharp doesn't happen by chance. It's the result of an intentional lifestyle where learning and curiosity become daily habits. Older adults who stay mentally clear often dedicate time each day to stimulate their brains by reading a book, learning a new skill, solving crosswords, or listening to a podcast on an interesting topic. I once met Mr. Richard, a 78-year-old man living in California. After retiring, he began learning to play the guitar, something he had dreamed of since youth but never had time for. He told me that at first his fingers were stiff and sore, but he stayed persistent. Now every evening, he plays music for his wife, and his memory has improved significantly. He laughed and said, "Maybe because I made my brain work again, it decided to get younger with me." People like him are living proof that when the brain is challenged, age can't make it grow old. Another important habit for maintaining mental sharpness is keeping a problem-solving mindset. No matter your age, life will always bring challenges. Sometimes it's health issues, other times changes within the family or the world around you. Mental clarity also comes from curiosity and a genuine desire to keep learning. Many older adults stop growing simply because they believe they already know enough. But those who remain truly young at heart never stop asking questions like, "Why?" or "What if I try this differently?" They love to explore, experiment, and stay open to new experiences, whether it's technology, food, culture, or new ways of looking at life. A trip to a new place, a conversation with a younger person, or even simply learning how to use a smartphone. All of these are opportunities to expand the world within themselves. Science has proven that curiosity activates the areas of the brain responsible for memory and learning. The more curious a person is, the stronger their cognitive function, the better their memory, and the happier they tend to be. In other words, when you stop being curious, your brain begins to age ahead of time. But when you keep a learning mindset, there's always something to look forward to each day. Age may slow your steps, but it can never limit your mind unless you allow it to. Keeping your mind active, learning, and exploring is the key to staying sharp, optimistic, and youthful, no matter how old you are. And in the next part, we'll talk about an essential ingredient for a fulfilling life, something that brings joy, connection, and ensures you never feel alone: social relationships. One of the most important factors that help people live long and happy lives isn't money, supplements, or even genetics, it's relationships. Science has shown that those who maintain positive social connections in their later years tend to have better heart health, stronger immune systems, and significantly lower rates of depression compared to those who live in isolation. That's why the rare gems of aging always know how to nurture their relationships, no matter how life changes. Imagine an afternoon in a quiet neighborhood, an elderly man sitting on his porch, sipping tea, smiling as his neighbor calls out, "Hey George, how's your day?" Just a simple greeting, yet enough to bring warmth to a reminder that he is still seen, still connected, still belongs. For older adults, that sense of belonging is more precious than anything else. It makes them feel loved, needed, and gives them a reason to wake up each morning with a smile. I once met Mrs. Dorothy, a 75-year-old woman living alone in Texas after her husband passed away. She said that at first she felt empty and the house had fallen into a kind of frightening silence. But instead of closing herself off, she decided to join a baking group for seniors at her local church. At first, I just wanted to pass the time, she told me. But then I met wonderful friends and now we're like a little family. She said it was that group of friends that helped her rediscover joy, a sense of connection, and a reason to smile every single day. And remember, connection doesn't always have to happen face to face. Modern technology is a wonderful bridge for staying in touch with the people we love. A quick FaceTime call with your grandchildren, a message to an old friend, or sharing a cheerful photo on social media are all invisible threads that keep hearts connected. What truly matters is maintaining the habit of talking, listening, and sharing. When an older adult maintains genuine relationships, they're not only mentally healthier, they also tend to live longer, feel happier, and rarely experience loneliness. Every conversation, every meeting, every shared laugh, all of these are vitamins for the soul. In the next part, we'll talk about another equally important factor, something that helps you feel secure, independent, and free from dependence on anyone else: financial stability. One of the greatest silent worries among older adults isn't health, it's money. After retirement, income gradually becomes fixed or limited, while the cost of living, medication, and health insurance keeps rising year after year. Many live with a quiet sense of unease, fearing the day when they might not have enough. But the rare gems are different. They understand that financial freedom isn't about having a lot of money. It's about knowing how to use what you have to live peacefully, independently, and without dependence on anyone. I once met Mr. Robert, a 74-year-old man from Florida. He had been an engineer and always kept the habit of recording every expense, no matter how small. "I don't save to hoard," he said. "I save to be free." He wanted to make sure that no matter how busy his children were, he could always pay his own bills and decide what he wanted to do. And indeed, at nearly 75, he still travels several times a year, lives comfortably, debt-free, and completely independent. That freedom is the well-deserved reward for a lifetime of discipline and wisdom. Planning for retirement early is something every rare gem does well. They don't wait until it's too late to start saving or investing. They understand that time is the best partner in finance. Even a small amount saved each month, when managed wisely, can become a solid foundation for their later years. Financially smart people aren't the ones with the most money. They're the ones who know how to manage their cash flow. They always have a clear plan: funds set aside for health care, an emergency reserve, and a portion just for joy, because living securely doesn't mean living stingily. Another thing that sets the rare gems apart is their ability to balance spending and enjoyment. At this age, money is no longer just for saving, it's meant to serve the quality of life. They're willing to spend on things that bring joy, like an art class, a short trip, or a nice meal with friends. They understand that spending wisely is also a form of investment, an investment in experience and happiness. In addition, rare gems are very cautious about debt and financial risks. They stay away from unnecessary loans and avoid tempting offers that promise high returns or no risk. They know that no profit comes without a price, and the most valuable thing in old age isn't the chance to earn more money, it's peace of mind. By keeping their finances safe and debt-free, they protect themselves from needless stress and uncertainty. I remember a 79-year-old woman once telling me, "I'm not rich, but I don't have to ask anyone for anything, and that's my greatest wealth." Her words were simple, yet they carried the spirit of self-respect and freedom that many people spend a lifetime chasing. When you can control your finances, you're not just managing your spending, you're also managing your peace of mind. So if you still maintain the habit of budgeting, keeping your own savings, and living within your means, congratulations. You've achieved something not everyone can, turning money into a tool for peace rather than a source of worry. And in the next part, we'll move on to something even more important than money, something that helps people stay strong through every challenge, keeping their smile and faith no matter what life brings: emotional and mental well-being. When we pass the age of 60, we begin to realize that no matter how important physical health is, it can never compare to mental well-being. Because even a strong body cannot bring joy if the heart feels empty. sad, or lonely. The rare gems I've met in my life, those who still shine brightly at 70 or even 80, all share one thing in common. They possess a steady mind, a peaceful heart, and a grateful soul. The first thing that helps them maintain emotional balance is a positive outlook on life. At this age, no one is spared from illness, loss, or change. But instead of sinking into worry or regret, they choose to focus on the good that still surrounds them. The morning sunlight, a warm cup of tea, a grandchild's laughter, or simply the gift of waking up to another day. They understand that every moment in the present is precious. A grateful heart allows them to find happiness even in the smallest things. The second key to emotional balance is resilience and the ability to recover. Life never runs out of challenges. Sometimes it's illness, sometimes it's loss, or simply the feeling of being left behind as the world moves too fast. But the rare gems never crumble. They allow themselves to feel sadness, but they don't let it linger. Another vital part of emotional strength is having a sense of purpose. When you have a reason to wake up each morning, you have the energy to live. At this age, purpose is no longer about work or achievements. It can be tending to plants, cooking for loved ones, helping a neighbor, or simply being a source of inspiration for your grandchildren. Those who live with purpose always have a light in their eyes because they know that every single day still carries meaning and value. If you can still smile even when life isn't easy, if you know how to find joy in simple things, and if you still see each day as a gift, congratulations. You already possess one of the most precious secrets to longevity, emotional health. In the next part, we'll move into something even deeper, something that keeps your soul calm and peaceful, even as life continues to change, nurturing your spiritual life. As we move through the later chapters of life, we begin to realize that what keeps us truly at peace is no longer material wealth or success. It's our spiritual life. At 65, 70, or even 80, the body may grow weaker. The memory may slow down. But if the soul remains calm, a person can still live lightly, joyfully, and freely. The rare gems of old age I've met all share this same quality. They don't just take care of their bodies, they nurture their souls. Spiritual growth also means learning to let go of what cannot be changed. When we're young, we're quick to anger, quick to worry, and eager to control everything. But as we age, we come to understand that some things are best left to the wind. Rare gems know that peace doesn't come from holding on. It comes from knowing when to release. They've learned to accept life with all that it brings, both joy and sorrow, as inseparable parts of the human journey. Another vital aspect of spiritual life is connection with people, with nature, and with yourself. When you feel that you're part of something greater, whether it's a community, a family, or simply the world around you, your heart feels more complete. A walk in the park, listening to the wind, watching the sky, or chatting with a neighbor, all of these can become spiritual experiences if you are truly present in that moment. And the most beautiful thing about those who live with deep spirituality is that they radiate peace to others. There's a gentle energy about them, something that makes those around them feel calm, just from a smile or a kind word. They don't try to be positive. They are the source of positivity itself. If you're someone who still takes time to reflect, to give thanks, to pray, or simply to live with compassion, congratulations. You're nurturing the most precious part of being human, your soul. In the next part, we'll talk about a habit that keeps the rare gems forever youthful, open-minded, and full of life at any age. The habit of continuous learning. One of the reasons people in their 70s or 80s continue to shine and inspire admiration is their unending desire to learn. They don't see age as a limitation, but as an opportunity to explore new things. To them, every day they're alive is another chance to learn, whether it's mastering a small skill, discovering a new technology, or simply learning to understand themselves more deeply. That very mindset keeps them young at heart, even as their hair turns silver with time. Continuous learning doesn't have to happen in a classroom or through books. It can be as simple as learning how to use a new phone, care for plants, play a musical instrument, or use social media to stay connected with your grandchildren. Every small thing you learn is a new step forward. It keeps your brain active, lifts your spirits, and, most importantly, helps you feel that you're still growing. Science has proven that continuous learning and mental training can help prevent memory loss, Alzheimer's disease, and depression in older adults. A person with a learning spirit always carries curiosity and openness within. They don't fear change or shy away from the new. They see it as a natural part of life. They dare to try, dare to make mistakes, and dare to laugh at themselves. That curiosity fills them with energy because in their eyes, the world is still full of fascinating things to discover. Whether 70 or 80 years old, they can still say, I don't know this yet, but I'd love to try. As you keep learning, your brain builds new connections, just like a tree growing fresh branches and leaves. Every new thing you learn, no matter how small, makes your mind more flexible, your memory sharper, and your spirit brighter. The more you learn, the more you realize that life never runs out of things to explore. And most importantly, you'll come to understand that age isn't a reason to stop. It's simply a reminder to live more deeply. People with a sense of humor understand that life will never be perfect. At this age, they've seen enough sadness, loss, and change to know that if you can't laugh, you'll be swallowed by sorrow. A funny story, a witty remark, or a warm, knowing smile can sometimes heal more than any medicine. They carry a lightness within, not because they've never known pain, but because they've learned to choose joy over bitterness. Keeping a sense of humor also means living gently and knowing how to let go. Older adults with young hearts don't waste time arguing or proving who's right. They choose to smile and say, it's okay, this too shall pass. That calm acceptance makes them approachable, kind, and comforting to be around. They're like the afternoon sunlight, not blazing, but warm and tender. If you can still smile, even just a soft one at the start of a new day, if you can still joke to make someone laugh, or find a reason to feel happy even when life isn't perfect, then congratulations. You are not just a fortunate person, you are truly a precious gem in this world. And now I want you to take a moment to reflect on the 8 things we've explored together. Keep your body healthy, nurture a sharp mind, build meaningful relationships, stay financially independent, maintain emotional balance, cultivate your spiritual life, keep learning, and above all, never lose your smile. So keep your habits alive, keep smiling, keep loving, and keep living with gratitude. Because age only changes how we look on the outside, but a heart that loves life will stay forever young. If you found this video helpful, please hit like to help us share these positive messages with the senior community. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more meaningful videos on health, happiness, and the beautiful journey of living fully after 60.